and profound. Listen each day to deepen your practice. Welcome. I'm reviewing and commenting on the book Talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi. Today is from Talk 511. Major Chadwick had translated na karmana na prajaya into English. Sri Bhagavan was explaining its meaning. Bhagavan said that the whole passage implies passing into the real beyond the unreal. Here is Chadwick's translation. Deathlessness is not obtained through action or begetting offspring or wealth. Some attain that state through renunciation. The sages that have conquered the senses attain that sat which is more supreme than heaven and shining all alone in the heart. The adepts who, by renunciation and one-pointedness, are pure in heart and have known the certainty of truth by the special knowledge proclaimed by Vedanta, get fully released in the Brahmaloka from the causal Maya at the dissolution of the body. That alone which shines is the tiny akasha, void of sorrow, in the lotus heart, the tiny seat of the spotless supreme in the inner core of the body, is worthy of worship. He alone is the Supreme Lord, who is beyond the primal word, which is the beginning and end of the Vedas, and in which emerges the creative cause. In this dialogue, Bhagavan listens as Major Chadwick presents his translation of a sacred passage. The text speaks about how immortality, or freedom from death, is not achieved through actions, children, or wealth. Instead, it is realized through renunciation and purity of heart. Chadwick's translation highlights the spiritual path outlined by Vedanta, where sages, having mastered their senses, attain the supreme reality, Sat, which shines within their heart. This is not the physical heart, but the spiritual heart, from which comes being and consciousness. One might wonder why actions, offspring, or wealth cannot lead to this state. These are the things people often strive for, believing they bring lasting happiness. However, the text points out that such pursuits are tied to the material world, which is fleeting. Nothing is lasting. So any such happiness is fleeting. True immortality, freedom from the idea of birth and death, comes from renouncing attachment to these external things and turning inward. The translation emphasizes the importance of sages who, through renunciation and focus, purify their hearts. It is through this purity and the knowledge gained from Vedanta that they reach liberation. They realize Sat, the ultimate reality, which is higher even than heaven. This Sat shines alone in the spiritual heart, beyond all dualities and illusions of the world. The mind often seeks fulfillment externally, but this text points to the heart as the source of true peace. The metaphor of the tiny akasha space in the heart signifies the subtlety and purity of the self. This space, free from sorrow, is where the Supreme resides. It cannot be grasped by the mind or senses, yet it is the essence of everything. The self is described as the Supreme Lord, beyond even the Vedas and the cause of all creation. It is here, in the core of our being, that you must seek liberation. While this is a translation of a sacred passage, the core message aligns with Ramana Maharshi's teaching. True renunciation is about letting go of identification with the body and mind, recognizing the self as the ultimate reality, and finding lasting peace and liberation within. So know yourself and be always free and at peace. In 40 verses on reality, Ramana Maharshi explains the nature of the self, the ultimate reality, and self-inquiry. My new book, with my comments and inquiry questions, opens these teachings up and brings them into your practice and experience. Available now from Amazon. Link in the video description. These videos bring Ramana's teachings into your direct experience. Click subscribe to see more. Click thumbs up to like, and send questions and start a dialogue with a comment